Believe it or not, the fact that I'm talking to you right now on camera is slowing down the growth of my Pokemon business. Yet I still do it for a few very good reasons. Now, what are those reasons? That's what I'm going to get into in today's video. Let's get straight into it. Hey guys, my name is Thomas and you're watching Pokemonster. If you're new to the channel, I started my very own Pokemon business at the start of this year to turn my hobby into something a little bit more serious. Now it's 9 p.m. on a Saturday and I've just finished pricing up my little binder here for one of my upcoming shows, which is filled with illustration rares. So my next show is going to be Reading Card Show on the 27th of September. But I thought I would take this opportunity to talk about something that is not that often discussed in the Pokemon business space, which is the influence of social media on your business and whether or not you should be thinking about using social media to boost your business. Before I get into the rest of the video, I just want to say that there is no right or wrong way to do this, but there are in essence two groups of businesses in the space. You're either a business with limited social media presence, or you have a very small social media presence, but you're not actively promoting it beyond maybe just an Instagram page. The other side that's kind of growing at the moment is creator-led businesses or businesses that have more involved social media. So you can have both types of businesses that live in this sphere. And let me know down in the comments which one you guys would be doing or which one you guys are at the moment. Whether you're just slightly more reserved and not doing that much content, but focusing on growing the business to turn its main function, which is selling and buying Pokemon cards, or are you more on the side of being a creator-led business where you're actually posting your journey and sharing your challenges and wins and so forth. Now, let's first talk about the cons. As you guys know, I post videos almost on a weekly basis right now, whilst working a corporate job like 9 to 7, I would say, and at the same time, I vend at shows on weekends. Now, what are the drawbacks and how is posting content slowing down my Pokemon business? Well, it's very simple. The most valuable resource that I have is my time. My time is more limited than a lot of people in this space who are running Pokemon businesses full-time. However, actually, I've recently learned that there are quite a few people that are doing this part-time as well. Shout out to everyone that's doing it, whether it's full-time or part-time. Basically, filming a video and editing content is gonna take out at least half a day, if not more. Really, I'll be thinking about a video idea all week about what can I post on this weekend? My content strategy isn't so much focused on let's have this video in the next few weeks. However, just the thought process of having to give up my brain space to think about what kind of content I can film, that in itself takes time. Then I have to script or write down the themes of my content, which takes time. Then I have to actually film the content, which I'm doing with you guys at the moment, and that's probably gonna take 20 minutes to half an hour. But even before that, I had to set up everything so that it looked semi-professional. I know this is not the most professional setup, but I have my ring lights that I had to set up, and believe it or not, my flat isn't usually as clean as what's showing in the background, so I always have to move a few things around. After the filming of the video, I then have to edit it on my laptop, which is gonna take, I don't know, like one to 2 hours for this type of content, I think. On top of that, I also had to film some B-roll, which I'm gonna be showing you guys right now as I'm going through this video. So the long and short of it is basically my whole day is being taken up by filming content. And if you're doing vendor POVs or things like that, that can take even longer, because a huge part of what takes time in vendor POVs is actually putting in all the animations, the sound effects, what's sold, what cards people are negotiating. Usually you have one card, or I will put one card on the bottom left and one card on the bottom right if there's a trade going on. So it is a massive time commitment. And as someone that's working part-time, I could very easily just cut out the content entirely, and that would almost double, not my profits, but double, or if not more than double, the time and the brain space that I have available to be doing this kind of stuff, which is like populating my binders, right? Populating my binders, repricing my singles, negotiating deals with people, sourcing stock on the internet, buying supplies, protecting my cards, all of that stuff. So that is the biggest drawback in quotation marks to me talking to you guys right now, which is the amount of time it takes is not insignificant, let's say, and it is a huge commitment. However, even though in the short term, this is slowing down my business, I do believe that I'm doing this to reap the rewards in the future. What are the reasons why I think you should think about doing social media from my personal experience? That's what I'm going to go into in today's video. The first thing which I really like about doing this kind of content is that it actually helps to keep myself accountable, because I'm posting things online saying what things I've done and what things I want to do, and having this online helps have that feeling of the internet holding me accountable to what I'm doing. Because if I say I'm gonna do something and I don't follow through, my views, my subscribers, my click-through rates, all of those things are gonna go down. So actually this is almost a method of self-discipline, posting content, because it's motivating me to actually do the things that I say I'm gonna do and reach the goals that I'm setting myself in these videos. The second reason why I'm doing content to build my business is the brand that I'm building, as well as the trust that I'm building with you guys, which I obviously don't take lightly. If you've seen someone on video before and you kind of catch their vibe, it's a lot easier for you to trust them when you come up to them at shows. And I really value that, but obviously also from a pure business perspective, that is also something that benefits me as well, right? I get people recognizing me, I get people coming up to my table, I get people recognizing my logo just from watching my videos. So that is a huge benefit of doing content. It's just the fact that I'm able to build a brand and basically do free marketing for myself. At the same time, if you make a misstep, you can obviously get canceled. So there is that kind of risk reward balance that you have to think about when you're posting content. And another disbenefit, obviously, is that you will get hate, whether or not you're someone that's basically, I would like to think that I'm pretty vanilla on camera, but even I will get hate. And I'm just gonna post my biggest hate comment so far to date on this video right now, which I still find super funny, because if you read that comment, it comes from an East Asian guy who thinks that I'm not East Asian. This is before I started putting my face on my channel. So obviously there are huge benefits to doing content, but the monetary side isn't reciprocating the effort that's being put in. So if you're putting in 10 extra hours a week into buying and selling Pokemon cards, you can realize and quantify the benefits that you get from that very, very easily. But 10 hours spent on YouTube videos, I do get YouTube revenue for this, but the benefits are more intangible. But as I said, on top of basically building trust with you guys, this is basically also free marketing for you, right? If you're a business that's thinking about doing social media, maybe think about it that way. Like, you do have to put some time in it, but the more you do it, the shorter the time it takes for you to actually put out a video. And you can also buy back your time in different ways. You know, if you're making enough money, if you're a business that's much, much bigger than me, you can maybe think about paying someone to help you with your social media strategy. But it's really important, in my opinion, to be doing this in this day and age, because the benefits, the upside is just so crazy good. And the more you do this, the more opportunities start coming to you. Like, I've basically lost count of how many people have said that they watch my content, they really enjoy it, and that watching my content helped inspire them to start their own vending journey. I mean, I got that earlier this afternoon, and that in itself is super rewarding. But also in terms of opportunities, you get people reaching out to you to sell cards to you. People are more willing to trust you, as I said earlier, but trust from the sense of if they're selling you stuff as well. There is also benefits from that side that you maybe don't quantify, but you know, if you're selling at a show and people are coming up to your table and saying that they've come up because they saw your YouTube, that entire deal that you proceed to do with them, you should be attributing to content rather than just doing business on its own. So I really do think that there are some underrated benefits of doing content. And the thing is that you don't even have to be like the best talker, the perfect talker on camera. Like, I'm definitely not the best or most eloquent talker. I a lot. Sometimes I have to edit that out, but I'm trying to get better at it. But as you keep doing this and practicing over time, the less and less you'll need to, the more and more confident you'll grow on camera, I should say, and the less and less you'll start worrying about like what people might be thinking. The final reason as to why I'm doing this, even though it's slowing down my business from the financial perspective, at the end of the day, is that I enjoy it, right? I love making content. I like the idea that this channel is mine, that this journey is mine, this video is mine and I get to share that with the world, and 99% of the time I'm getting positive responses back, and in some ways that is really rewarding. And not only does it stay online, as I've said before, it translates into the real world as well. If you watch some of my shorts, you'll see that, you know, I have some really wholesome interactions with people who have seen or viewed my content. So at the end of the day, for me at least, because I'm not doing this full time, I need to make sure that this is still something that I enjoy, and content is a huge part of that. Now, there are parts of it that I don't enjoy sometimes, like editing when I'm really, really tired, but overall the process is really, really beneficial, I think. And it does stimulate a different part of your brain, which maybe you should think about whether or not that might benefit you as well as a Pokemon card business or seller, because it might encourage you to think in different ways. So that's pretty much it for this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week, most likely with a vendor POV from my next show, which is the Reading Card Show.